Hey there, dreamers. This is Jade, and I'm back to do the cover decoration for my gratitude documented journal for 2020. And as you can see, I am taking the staples out of this notebook, and yeah, it took me a little while. I had to cut out some footage there because it took forever to get those staples out. But I did, and I had kind of pre-decided on papers that I wanted to use for the cover. So it was between that other one you just saw and this one, and I finally decided to use this one. I was first going to use that cover to measure it out, but then I was going to, trace, but then I just measured the cover with my ruler and cut it that way on my what do you call this thing? It's a Fiskars cutter. Everybody has them. Any craft store you can go to and find them. What I like about Fiskars is that if it starts messing up, they'll replace it for free. But I am sure there are some better cutters out there. Anyway, I was over a little bit on the height, so I cut it down and then basically just molded the paper around the guts of that notebook that you saw. And here I am just creasing it a little with the bone folder. I don't want to do like a super tight crease, just so I can allow the book to be a little more free and flowy. Once I begin poking the holes in and stitching it together, so that's what I'm doing. I'm getting a book out. To poke holes, you want to like get an old book and sit it in the crease of the thing, and then thread your needle and poke the holes that way. Or you can thread it with a needle and poke the holes, or you can use an awl, which is what I'm using, and I've had this for a while. I got it off Amazon, super cheap, and you can find these in the craft stores as well. And so I just poked the holes in there, and now of course you guys know I love my rounded corners, so I'm just taking my corner rounder and getting all the corners rounded there. And then I will move on to the next step of actually stitching the book together. So now I have everything rounded, and so I am just taking some wax thread. I've had this thread forever. You can get that in the craft stores as well, Amazon, whatever, and a big needle, and I am just stitching my pages. I don't know the name of the stitch. I learned it a long time ago, but you just go in through the middle, and then you pick either side to go through, and then you go all the way across once you're back on the inside, and then come back up through the middle. I hope that made sense. If not, just go back and rewatch this part and slow it down. YouTube is great for that. You can slow things down if you need to. And here I'm just tying the strings in the middle. Like I said, I used waxed thread, so it makes it easier to stay. And so that is pretty much it. Once I closed the thing, I realized that some of my corners didn't round all the way, so I'm just getting those little bits picked off and making sure everything is smooth and even. And again, I'm going over the edge there with a bone folder. And now it is time for me to start decorating my cover, which is my favorite part. And so I pre-picked out some items that I thought I might use on the cover decoration, which was some illustrated face stickers, of course the stickers that I showed you guys in my last video, and some other like enamel dots and things of that nature. And I finally decided that I wanted to use one of the gratitude documented little circles there, and I found this grateful and blessed image on Etsy, and keeping similar to my other cover, I actually used tracing paper on that one for the little saying that I printed out, but here I used vellum and cut it out with my silhouette, and I really love the look of it. And so it was kind of like the other one, but not. So I'm kind of trying to do a similar decoration to my first notebook. But also, it's, of course, it's different, because I am one of those type of people that, when I do like to try new things, but I'm also one of those, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of things as well. So, and I really, really enjoyed my cover from last year. So here you will just see me playing about, putting stuff here and there and trying to decide what I like, what I think looks good, and things of that nature. So you get to see pretty much the whole process of what I'm doing, how I decorate, my thought process, me seeing if I like something, if I don't, switching it up, and all that kind of stuff. So this was probably the part I struggled with the most when it came to my cover decoration. I knew I wanted to use some enamel dots. I rarely ever use dimensional items in my stuff because I like for them to lay as flat as possible. But I did use some dimension last year, and I kind of wanted to keep to that ding theme. So I am trying out some ones that I've had in my stash for a while, and I just don't like the way any of them look. Like I cannot get it to where I'm like very satisfied with these colors or the shapes or anything like that. And I was trying my very best not to use the pretty gold hearts that I used last time. And see, as you can see, I pulled out these big gold ones. And I actually kind of like them, but the smaller ones don't match the bigger ones as great. You probably can't see it that much on camera, but I can see it in my eyes. And so I just said forget it, and I pulled out my stash of the enamel dots with the hearts and went with it, and I actually really love the way that it turned out. So again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So yeah, I decided to put the big one at the top and then the middle one at the bottom, and I just really like the way that the cover turned out. So here I like to print out a small version of the prompt list and put it in my notebook, so I don't have to always refer back to it like on my computer or phone or something like that. It's right there in my book. And here I am using some of the Cella Creates printables from that scripture pack I told you guys about, just to decorate the inside cover, which is the title cover for me. And I'm using the Gratitude Documented from the Gratitude Documented printables that I also printed out. And here are some illustrated faith numbers that I've had for quite a while. I got them on sale, like super clearance, when it was one of those Bible stores, I cannot remember the name of it, was having like super clearance on stuff. And I'm kind of trying to hide that stem there a little bit. So I'm putting the 2 on that, and then the 0, it's going to go down a little, and then it's going to go like that. And then I noticed at the end that the last 0 is actually even with the other 2. And so I end up fixing that later. You guys don't see that, but yeah. So that is pretty much my cover decoration. If you guys have any comments or questions about anything, definitely leave those below. I've had some comments saying that people will be participating, and I have inspired them to do so. You guys are wonderful, and that is such a compliment to me. I really appreciate your love and support. If you guys, like I said, have any questions, leave them below, and I will try to link, of course, any materials that I use to decorate my cover in the description box below. And I hope everyone is having a lovely week. I hope you continue to have a lovely week, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.